So let's run through a clear example on the US 30. You can see I've just picked a date and loaded up this on FX Replay to backtest. Don't forget, if you want to learn to trade for income and you're keen on making trading work for you and you want something a little bit more laid back, risk averse, then go underneath this video and we can teach you exactly how. So for this instance, I will make the risk sizing easy. In other words, the trade sizes are going to be coordinated really to how much risk we've got to face in the market. So at this point, I'm going to start to look to the short side because we're coming nearer to these former short areas. So for this first entry, I'm going to take a short at 1, as you can see. And if I just play through, we can see what happens to that short. You can see it's slightly out the money. And remember, as always, I could put the size up. I would still be quite safe, but just for this video, to keep it nice and simple, I'll keep it on 1. So slightly higher again. Now, I wouldn't mind adding, but we haven't gone an awfully long way. So I'm going to add a little bit of short exposure, just so, I've got a bit more skin in the game. And you can see a nice fall there. It gives me some minor gains. Now, like I said, precisely this. That is only $30 and the balance is 100 grand, but you could have 10 times the size. So for this video, we'll do that. We'll go and put the size up a lot more. So I'm now going to take a size of 3 just to hedge. So I've hedged long at 3 and I've still got that short. Okay, I can now take that off for $80 gains. I'm going to add another 3. And any push up like that, I will happily kill that off. So gains there and some nice gains there as well. In this instance, I'll add a 5. So half of what is now my max size of 10. And the reason why I've done that is because I can now add another 5. So I've got 5 in here, 5 in there, and that's a total of 10. So I don't want to add anything more, especially if we break this high, because as soon as we break this high, I can effectively go into hedge mode and look to work out of these positions, because I know the idea I had, which was to short at these highs, has failed. Okay, and because it's failed, I'm going to initiate risk management procedures. So this is going to be a really clear example of how to hedge out of these entries. Now you can see these moving averages are catching up, and you can see as the price rallies further, we're going more and more out the money on those positions. So we're going to want to do something about that. So on a pullback like this, I mean, if I really wanted to, I could just take these out, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hedge, and I'm going to hedge 2.5. Okay, so 1/4 of my exposure is now hedged long. So if we push up, all right, I've now got $150 I can take, and that's going to give me about 1/8, I would say, of my overall exposure back just at that point in terms of dollars. So any pushback, I can just do the same thing again. And any rally to the highs, I can look to kill it if we get there, obviously. So push up again, $273. So the market is now coming away from us. Oh, I don't want that. Market is coming away from us, but it doesn't really matter because we're collecting gains along the way. So I want to hedge again at 16.8. Okay, so normally I wouldn't just put orders in because, we haven't got all day. But I will, just so everyone sees the dynamics really of what we're looking to achieve. Okay, so I will save that. There's the buy limit. So that's our next hedge. So we're in long and we're out for $522, which again is 1/8 of that overall exposure. Okay, so nice gains there. And on another fall, I'll take another long, which will be 16.885, I would say. No, that's wrong. I probably put the number wrong. So we want it about there, don't we? So let's go for another light one. I mean, I'm only going quarter size. I'm not doing anything drastic. Okay, and that's going to be just over here. Okay, so on a fall, I just missed the hedge long there. unfortunately. But there we are, we're in. Push back to the highs and I'm out if we get it. Now, because we're falling lower, I can add another long. So I've got another 2.5, and now we're just crashing right through. So you can see if I take this off, I'm going to get about 1100 back. And overall, I'm in net gains because the money I made on the longs before has paid for part of these. And obviously, I just killed those shorts off as well. So I'm in a net position overall, even though I was wrong most of the time. Now, at this point, what I can do is I can then buy 5 again. And I can then kill that one off. And now what I can do, instead of hedging to the long side, is I can now hedge to the short side. Okay, now I'm just going to drop the size slightly. But if I hedge at 4, on any fall I can be out. Okay, and on another rally, I can just add again. Okay, so I'll just add another 4. Now we didn't get that, but we did push up higher, which allows me to exit those longs. And you can see my equity still growing. And I'm just going to add another light short again. And if this falls, I'll exit and I'll open a hedge long. Okay, so now we're coming away. I'm going to start to want to hedge long again. So we'll need a bit further. Okay, so we're not getting a lot here, but I will just hedge this long and I'll shoot it back to the high 17.13, I would say. Okay, and that's fine. So we're out there for gains and then long there. So we're up like that. And on a fall again, I won't add anything just at that point, but I will add something here and I'll go for 3.5. Okay, nice fall there. Probably could have exited that former short, but I'll just add another 3.5. Nice push up. Gains. Gains. And I can add another 2 perhaps. And there we go. So absolutely mammoth fall. Okay, is going to deliver all of this. And a lot of strong price action to the south side, which puts the balance way up. And because we're very low, I can take a long that's larger because the price has significantly fallen. Okay, and now what I can do is I will do that. I can protect this position and I think I'll let it run slightly more if it can. So then again, decent gains there. So really, really strong volatility is giving us, excellent opportunity here. I would have liked to kill that because it's, I thought it might push away. I'll just add a 5 there to hedge it completely. I'll kill that one off. I'll add another short. And on a fall, I can compound those 2. So we haven't got that. And now I'm going to add another 5 and really spread myself out here. Okay. And then I can look to hedge these shorts as we go. So any decent pullback now, and I'll look to hedge long like this. So I'm going to go 5 there. I'm going to pull that one off. Oh, I would have liked to kill it there. Missed it. 5 there. And what I will do is remove that one. I'll take that for gains. And I'll add another 5 short just to get a bit more there. So I've got some of that back. I'll play it a bit. In fact, I will. I'll just add something light, like 3. And on a decent fall, I can look to just remove a lot of this short exposure. So I've got a bit back there, 768. I won't remove this big one yet, unless we get a bit lower. All right, so I've got hedge gains of 1/7 there. I'll add a light short because I'm now looking to just wind out of everything to the most profitable extent I can. Okay, so I'm basically trying to remove that former short down lower at the best point. So I'll kill that off, because it looks like the market's a bit subdued, so I'll take a 3 short. Okay, that was supposed to go. 454 there. Decent fall. I'll just take another 3. Almost there. Okay, so that can go. I'll take that off. And you can now see, if I close that, I'm out for complete net gains. Again, like I am every single video I post on here, every single video. Doesn't matter what happens, as you'll see, we're always in net gains because the risk is managed well, and we have plans for everything. The win rate as well on each video is solid. You know, it's always at least 84%. But yeah, I mean, the sizes I used, you saw there was hardly any drawdown, or like 3% at the most. And clear net gains overall consistently. You can see that here. So that's very repeatable, particularly on markets like this. You just have to have the right approach, the right skills. If you want to get those, you know where to find them. Go underneath this video. See you in the next one.